Hey, it's Owen from InMore Audio, and today we're going to look at the dearVR Mix plugin. It's a headphone-based mixing system by dearreality, who are an offshoot of the Sennheiser company. It's a headphone spatialization plugin which models mixing rooms to bring some linearity to your mix and your environment that you're working within. It focuses on people who only use headphones for mixing, or people who reference headphones a lot when they're working in the mixing process. It's there to give you a bit of room sound and feel to your mixes, so they're not a completely dry left and right, almost binaural feeling mix. You have some room in there. This is what this plugin does. It simulates that. It also gives you the options to put your mixes in other spaces. So in the car, in the kitchen, or those kind of spaces, this will emulate that for you. It will also give you some controls over the ambience in those areas. So within this mix plugin, there's 3 room settings and 6 different ambient settings you can use to try to control your mixes and create linearity across all your work. Let's get in now and take a look at what it can do. First up, we have a bypass for the unit. Makes sense? Also has a level match area, which I've actually done mine on the master gain, but you can level match on your way in. Now we have our speaker setup here. You could choose between mono, which is just your first channel coming out, mono summed, which is both of the channels combined into one, of course, stereo, which is your classic stereo equilateral triangle setup, and stereo wide, which is a wider speaker spaced stereo option. Let's go back to stereo. All right, now we have our control room scene setups. Now we've got mix room A, and each of these controls has an ambience and focus area, which you can switch from neutral to experiencing the ambience, and in focus, clarity to localized on that setting. Now each mix room is slightly different and you can control your ambience and focus. We've got mix room B here, which seems a little bit more ambient than the first one. We've got our analytic dry room where, check it out, you can't actually move these things, or you can move the focus but not the ambience. And then we start to look at the environments for checking your audio. So we've got car, club, home theater. We got kitchen, has more of a tiley sound, I suppose, as you crank up the experience. We've got living room, and finally we've got stadium, which is massively boomy down the bottom. When I play a song through it next, I'll mess with all these and you can hear how different they all sound. Now we've got headphone compensation here, where you can select the pair of headphones you're using and it will give you a reading of the average of those particular headphones across the board and flatten them, make them more linear for listening in. Now I'm not going to use that for people listening today because I imagine you're listening to this demonstration on headphones and I don't want to only cater for the headphones that I'm wearing. We've got a phase linear model, which there is a tiny bit of latency, but there's no phase shift in the EQ settings of it. And we got minimal phase, which, turn that on so you can see it. Minimal phase, which, you know, there might be some slight phase shift. Will you notice it? I don't know. We've got our gain trim over here, and we have a high pass and low pass filter for personal taste. Now, we've got down the bottom here our output section, and this bit's kind of cool. It's your head rotation. So as you turn it, it's like you are turning your head in front of the speakers in your virtual mix room. And up here we've got the master gain. I've got it set to about 4 above because I found that with this on, it seems to drop the level just a little. This compensates for that. And that's about everything that's in this plugin. Let's get stuck into a demo of it for you. And there we have it, the dearVR Mix plugin. Now it's the kind of plugin that's probably more useful for the more experienced mixers. Now mixing in headphones and even mastering in headphones has become a massive new world. In the past, people would not dream of working in this area only, but it's happening, and maybe I should catch up and start looking at doing that more. I mean, I constantly reference on headphones, but I don't do all my mixes and masters in that world. So I can see how this is a particularly useful tool for people working in the headphone world or people relying on them for a lot of mixing and mastering situations. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.